Good afternoon. This is Brian Hodgson from Descartes, and welcome to the webinar today on tips to improve your operation, your brokerage operation with Aljex. Glad you could attend today. I'm just going to cover a couple of housekeeping details, then we'll do intro and we'll get going. So first of all, everyone is muted on the call. We will have a session at the end, so if you have questions, you can use the Q&A on the left of your screen to submit questions. We'll have some time at the end of that. We also will be recording the webinar and sending out the slides and the recording after the session, so you can share that with your colleagues and what have you. So with that, I'd like to get started. So today we're going to cover a few key areas. Again, I see a lot of existing customers out there and some new customers, so that's good. Just really how to maximize and get the best out of, we've picked a few areas to really highlight that are not always leveraged as much as they could be to drive some productivity in your operation. So increasing productivity with EDI and accuracy, increasing productivity and covering more loads with smart search and finding capacity out there, and then using ART to confirm and get the confirmation. And then if you're any of your carriers do factoring, reduce the phone calls, and then speed up processing and really reduce some clerical work around handling documents. So that's what we're going to cover today. As I said, we'll have time at the end for questions, so you can submit them as we go. Presenting today, I'd like to introduce Michelle Massey. Michelle has been with Aljex since 2010. And she was promoted to sales manager in 2013. She's responsible for working with customers and defining how Aljex can best meet your needs and drive productivity and success in your business, as well as online training, sales, software demonstrations, and transitioning new clients. Michelle?
Thank you, Brian. So hi, everyone. Just looking at the list of attendees, a lot of you I know. We've spoken many times. So welcome to How to Improve Your Brokerage with Aljex. Hopefully, we can show everyone at least 3 or 4 things today that maybe you didn't know about Aljex, or maybe you knew about the feature, but you didn't really understand how it was going to, as Brian said, increase that productivity, increase accuracy, help you cover loads quicker, in a sense, save you money in the long run. So hopefully we can shed some light on some of that today. So what I'm going to start out with today is EDI. Hot issue, not really an issue, but a hot thing today. Lots of customers and carriers both requiring EDI, helping them become a little bit more automated, and a lot of our customers wanting to set up EDI and speaking to their customers and carriers about getting set up on EDI because of all the reasons that we're going to go through today. We're going to go through a lot of the benefits of this. This slide here that you're looking at today, you've probably seen before if you've attended any of our other webinars, and you're going to see this slide throughout the presentation today. This is Aljex's process flow, and it highlights how automated Aljex is. So this just shows all of the different features that help automate your day. So what we're going to start with, and I highlighted all of the different ways that that EDI comes into play throughout your day, or how many times a day it can come into play throughout the life of a load. So how is EDI going to help you? How is this going to, as we said here, lower your business costs? How is it going to improve speed, accuracy? How is it going to make you more efficient? Okay. So we're going to go over today some of the more popular types of EDI, and I'll get to that in the next slide. Just want to show you here. I have a few bullet points that really highlight, that really show how these types of EDI are going to help automate, how it's going to improve speed and accuracy. So the first one here, expenses associated with paper printing. So that is all going to come into play with being able to invoice your customers via EDI. Okay? No more paper, no more printing out those invoices, no more postage, no more waiting for the mailman to pick it up and send it, no more email issues or spam if you're sending out e-bills. Even through Aljex, we do have the ability to send e-bills to your customers, but have you ever ran into an issue where the customer said that they didn't get it or it bounced back, and then you have to figure out, do they have a firewall? Was the email address incorrect? So EDI, invoicing your customers, can really help streamline things. You can do it in a matter of minutes instead of a matter of days. Okay. EDI can speed up your business cycles by 61%. Exchange transactions in minutes instead of days, as I just said, or weeks of wait times from the postal office. Errors due to email issues and spam or incorrectly taken phone orders will be eliminated, saving your staff valuable time from handling data disputes. So incorrect taken phone orders, how many times has that happened? Or if you're getting load tenders via email, via fax, some even do still these days, something was typed in wrong. Those EDI 204 load tenders are again going to fill in your shipment in Aljex automatically without having to take the time or take staff time to take those phone orders and manually enter that information into Aljex. And then enables real-time visibility into transaction status. So how many of your customers want to know up to the minute, what is the status of my shipment? Okay. Yes, they can log into the online web portal. You can set them up to receive email correspondence with their check call reports or when their shipments have picked up and delivered. But again, was the email not correct? Is the customer not checking their email? Was that person off on vacation? Those transaction statuses, those 214s are going to be able to be shared electronically between the systems so that when you're marking off a shipment as dispatched, as loaded, as delivered, your customer is automatically notified in their system as to their transaction status. And then here is just a listing of those for anyone who has been thinking about setting up EDI or who might be setting up conferences for their customers or carriers. These are the corresponding numbers to the EDIs that I just went over, and how we refer to them here in Aljex. All right, so we can come back if anyone has questions on any of that. Hit me up in the Q&A, and we can come back to that. So I'm going to move on to the next feature that I want to go over today, which is the Aljex Smart Search. The Aljex Smart Search, for you longtime Aljex customers, or for maybe you newer Aljex customers, this has been around for a really long time. Really, really great feature that's really underutilized. You'd be surprised at how many customers of ours we've spoken to, or we host a training class on the Smart Search, and they don't know it exists, or they're hiring, or they have new employees come in, new dispatchers, and the dispatchers don't know about the Smart Search. Or your carrier sales department. If you have carrier sales reps who are pounding the phones, they're calling these carriers, trying to see if they can cover a load, when this Aljex Smart Search is right here, right at your fingertips, and it's going to help you cover loads quicker. How, you say? So here we go again. Here's our graphic and our automated process where you're going to be able to email offers to carriers, confirm, arrange for this shipment automatically. So this is all going to happen right through the Smart Search. So what is the Smart Search for those of you who don't know? What it is a carrier matching tool. Okay? It is available in every single Aljex system. This is not price point specific. This is a feature that comes with the system. So the Aljex Smart Search, once you have a shipment built in your system, you will be able to Smart Search that shipment. The Smart Search is going to go out to your, it's going to tell Aljex to go out to and search your company's shipment history, your carrier profiles, your available truck files, your active shipments themselves that might have shipments delivering in a particular city and state with a particular carrier, which will tell you then that there's an available truck in that location on that date. It's going to go out to your historical matches. You're going to be able to see who's done that same pickup and consignee in the past, who's done that lane for you in the past, broken down by zip to zip, zip to state, etc. We also, if you have any integrations with DAP's connection product or with TruckStop's truck searching product, we will also scrape the load boards for any matching trucks that that match this particular shipment that you're smart searching. So it's a really great tool to categorize and show you the best possible matches at the top of the screen. So you can go ahead and you get a jump start. You can call these carriers right from the list. Their phone number will be listed, and these are the best possible carriers to reach out to. You can use this in conjunction with posting to the load boards, or maybe you want to, smart search a shipment before you get it posted out to the load boards and see if some of your core carriers might be able to take this shipment. One of the best features of the Smart Search is being able to send that correspondence out to your carriers directly from the screen. So you can send out an email load offer letting them know, what price you're offering. You can even send out an email to your carrier that will look like this, asking them to bid on the shipment. Okay. If that carrier receives this email and they say, yes, I want to bid on that shipment, it's as simple as clicking on a link where it will pull up a pop-up where they type in their name and their bid amount. And what that does at that point is it comes right back into your Aljex system, creating a brand new category match within your Smart Search called the carrier bid match. So now this trumps available truck match as the best possible matches within your Smart Search, and you'll be able to see what the carrier bid, who bid on that load over at the carrier, the phone number. So you can go ahead and you can call these carriers, or you can choose the lowest bidder. You can even, if you're using the call method and you're calling these carriers, you can use the column that says offer bid over to the left, and you can manually log these bids as well that will put that up into that carrier bid match. So really, really, really great tool that everybody should be utilizing on a daily basis. This is going to help you cover shipments quicker. This is also going to help you cover more shipments. All right, moving on to our next feature, which is the automated rate confirmation, or if you're an Aljex customer, you've heard us refer to this as the ARC. Okay. So what the ARC is going to be able to do is, here's our handy automated chart. This is going to help with getting that rate confirmation not only back quicker, but I'm going to show you how that is going to cut down on clerical time, being able to file, having to file that rate confirmation away in your private file in your document imaging section, and then also how it's going to automate the tracking process as well. So when you are ready, once you cover the shipment with the carrier, which you probably did through the Smart Search, right? So that was done within a few minutes. Now you're on to going ahead and covering the shipment, sending out the rate confirmation to the carrier that you covered that shipment with. So a few options in Aljex when sending out the rate confirmation, PDF, right, which is probably what you're used to today, but takes a little bit longer. You have to wait for that carrier to receive that email. They then have to print it out, physically sign it, scan it back to you, fax it back to you, email it to you, whatever you're used to doing today. Then we also have e-signature capabilities, and the automated rate confirmation does contain that e-signature capability. So you can choose the automated rate confirmation and get that sent directly to your carrier's email. This is what it's going to look like when your carrier receives that email. Now, you'll notice that on this screen, there are a few fields that are marked as required, right? They have that red asterisk, and it's a required field for the carrier. This is an option on your end. So if you do not require that the carrier fills out any of this information, it will breeze through this. They'll be able to click right on sign rate confirmation and be able to e-sign that document. But you do have the option to require certain information. So maybe you require that they fill in where the truck is originating, right? Maybe you require the truck number, trailer number, or the driver name, reference number, cell phone number. So if you require that information, you can set that up in your Aljex system, and then it will require that info before they are allowed to sign the rate confirmation. Once that is filled in, and once they have the ability to click on signed rate confirmation, this is the e-signature capability. So very easy. They can access this document, physically type in their name, click one button, right? Submit and sign and submit electronically. That document is now going to come right back to your dispatcher's email address, and not only that, but it's going to automatically file itself away in the private folder for that particular pro number. So cuts down on the clerical work. You no longer have to fish it out of your email. Go ahead and save it to your desktop, drag it and drop it, or upload it, or print it and scan it in. It's going to automatically file it away for you. I feel like one of those commercials, but that's not all. What else can the ARC do? So the ARC at that point, after the rate confirmation is signed, is going to turn that email into a web page, where now the carrier can access this web page and can update their own in-transit shipment. They can click on traffic if they want to view the state traffic site for that location. They can view the weather. That'll pull up the AccuWeather. They can also enter in when they arrived, when they departed, and update that pickup and consignee. If there were extra picks and stops, they would all appear here. And that, in turn, is going to update your Aljex system with the correct status right from the ARC. So again, back to the theme of this, the ARC is really going to streamline your process. It's not only going to cut down on clerical time, being able to update your statuses automatically filing that document away. That meant between the Smart Search and the ARC, you not only found your carrier faster, but you also got your rate confirmation sent back faster. Really automated, going to save you guys a lot of time. All right, on to the next. This is one of my favorites, and I do a lot of training with customers, and I have in my 8 or 9 years with Aljex, and every time I bring this one up, people are, especially the AP department, says, "Are you kidding me? That is awesome. We need that now. This has been around for a while. It's one of our less known features, but it really does help, and it makes the AP department extremely happy. And that is our factor portal. So you might be familiar with the customer portal, you might be familiar with the carrier portal, but there is a portal for factors. So back to that automated process, this is going to allow the factor to log into a portal to keep track of carrier payments. Oops, pushed the wrong one. I'm sorry. There we go. We'll get there. We'll get to the other one. This will allow the carrier or vendor to check the payment on a portal. Okay. So what this is going to look like to the factor, and if there's any Aljex customers that do want to know how to do this, please let me know, and I'll hook you up with that info. But any factor that is in your system will be allowed to log into this portal and view the payment status for any carrier that they are the factor for. Okay, so you can see in the search that they can search by carrier. So if they are assigned to a carrier in Aljex, they will be able to see it here. They're going to be able to see, you know, what shipments maybe you're still waiting on the paperwork for, what is still, you know, what might be aging, maybe what's been paid, where they can see the check number, they can see the date of all that. So this is going to cut down on all those phone calls to your company or to your AP department saying, hey, where's this payment? Where's that payment? Have you received this from the carrier yet? Hey, I never received this check. They can log into this portal and they can get all of that information right at their fingertips. Okay. Allow the AP department to do what they need to do. They're processing checks. They're very busy. They're receiving carrier paperwork. They don't need to be taking calls from factoring companies all day, I'm sure. All right, and the last feature today that that I want to go over is our inbound document portal. So again, this is not going to be any, there's no specific level needed to access the inbound document portal. The only feature that is needed for this is the document imaging feature. For obvious reasons, the documents are going to come in and we're going to automatically file those documents away. So you will need the document imaging feature for that. But this is going to cut down dramatically on the amount of clerical work that goes into your day, whether it's you know, a department dedicated to this, whether it is your accounting department, your back office who's taking time away from processing carrier bills or from getting carriers paid because they're fishing through paperwork. So the last stop on our wheel is getting that information in, getting the documents stored in Aljex in from your carrier. Where do they need to go? Okay. So this is a screenshot of, well, one part of the document portal. But basically what's going to happen with this is your carriers are going to email their documents, right? Maybe their carrier invoice, their supporting documentation, their POD, their bill of lading, to an email address that's going to come into your Aljex system. And yes, you will get an email alert as well that, that documents have come in. And they're going to go into a document queue in your IDP. You can, from this screen, go ahead and indicate what shipment you want these documents to go to. Okay. You can indicate what folder you want these documents to go to. Okay, so this is a good shot of what it looks like when they come into the queue. So here's a bill of lading that has come through. You see that the pro number is listed here. If the carrier puts the pro number in the subject line, it's going to automatically go ahead and fill that pro number in here. Okay. You can reassign that pro number, but you're going to be able to go through your document queue and automatically push these documents to the appropriate pro and to the appropriate folder. So those Aljex customers on the line who know the public folder and the private folder, you're going to be able to tell the system where to do that. So no more having to go into every shipment, having to open up that document portal, drag them and drop them, or maybe they, got put in the wrong folder and you have to go in and take it out of one folder, move it into another. This is going to allow you to breeze through those documents and automatically assign them to the pro and to the appropriate folder. Really cutting down, again, on the time that is spent from your employees filing documents away and making sure that they're stored in Aljex. All right. So just to sum up today, just some things for you to think about. Questions to determine how the capabilities that I showed today are going to be able to help you, help your operation, help automate. How are they going to save you time? Time is money, so how is it going to be able to save you time and money? How much time, and I'll just kind of breeze through these, but just some thinking points. How much time do you spend manually entering in shipments or mailing invoices? How often are there clerical errors, and what does this cost you? Okay. What if each one of your sales reps could cover one more load per day with automation? So do the math on that. How much more is that a month? How much more is that in 6 months, in a year? How many phone calls is your AP department getting inquiring about payments? Okay. What else could they be doing with that time? Could they be billing more customers? Or are they taking phone calls where a factor could be logging in through that factor portal? And then also don't forget that the carrier portal exists as well. So the carrier portal will allow the carriers themselves, if they're not using a factor, to be able to log in and track their own payments. They can view payment reports, paid AP, aging AP, etc. How much time is your team spending receiving and filing documents? Could this time be spent more effectively? I'm sure. And do your manual efforts ever result in errors that delay payment or impact customer satisfaction? So delaying payment is never good, right? So with those EDI 210s where your customers can be invoiced automatically within minutes. Have you ever had any errors, like an email that was never sent or mail that never made it to your customer with a bill where you're not receiving that AR that could really hurt you, delay payments? How many times has that happened, and how beneficial would it be if we could cut down on that by 100%? So with that, I thank everyone for sitting in and watching my presentation. And Brian, I will flip it back over to you.
That sounds good. Thanks, Michelle. Yeah, a lot of good capabilities there. Really, starting at the front end, order entry with some EDI, finding capacity and trucks that are available, getting that confirmed, getting those documents. Really trying to shrink that cycle in terms of effort. And it really comes down to, as you highlighted, if you think about if you have a carrier sales team, then maybe they're covering one additional load a day, that can have huge impact on the business. So a lot of good capabilities there. And things to, can start with, as customers think about it, if they're on Aljex now, just maybe think about one or two areas to focus on, get some success, and then leverage some of the other areas. Okay, so we have a number of questions here that have come in. So here is one on ARC. The drivers are out on the road and so owner-operators. Does the ARC work on carrier smartphones?
Oh, good question. Yes. So the e-signature and the ARC will work anywhere that you can pull up a PDF. So if they are working on a smartphone, if they're working on their tablet, yes, they will be able to pull up that rate confirmation on the road. Absolutely.
Okay. And following along that theme, how does someone get started with ARC? How to get activated? You know, is it within a package or fee? How does that work?
So the ARC is already activated. If you do have our document imaging feature, then the ARC should be activated. You will be able to see it in that screen when you go to pull up your rate confirmation. It's one of the options to send it out via ARC. There is no package upgrade. The ARC is available to everyone. The ARCs are 50 cents per transaction, and the e-signatures are 25 cents per transaction. But the ARC is available in everyone's system.
Okay. Okay. And here's another one. Can I take something from the bid match and dispatch it?
I take something from the bid match and dispatch it. I'm not quite sure of the. Can you cover the load from there?
Yep.
So this is for and dispatch it. So you can cover the load from the bid screen. So there is a button within there that's cover load, and it will assign the carrier. I'm not sure what you mean by dispatch it, if it means send the rate confirmation. But no, it won't automatically send a rate confirmation from there. You would have to go into your shipment and do it. But you can cover the load from that screen.
Okay. And then on the inbound document portal, does the carrier need to email documents separately, or can they be in one PDF?
Oh, good question. Yes. So yes, they do not need to break apart the documents. They do not need to email them separate. They can come over as one PDF. The system will break each page separately, and you will be able to index each page separately. So if the carrier invoice has to go into the private folder, but the bill of lading goes into the public folder, it will break it apart for you. You don't need to have them send them in separate.
Okay. Okay. Let's see, a few more here. Let's see, it looks like an existing customer. The ARC places the signed rate confirmation in the private folder in Aljex. Is this with the e-sig option? Is that coming soon? Because it currently doesn't file that.
It's not on our list. No, the e-signature option will not auto-file, only the ARC will auto-file.
Okay, we got that one. And when setting up EDI, how involved does the broker be involved in the broker to get that set up with either on the customer side or the carrier side?
How involved does the broker need to be? They don't really need to be at all. So if you are interested in setting up EDI and you do fill out, and our current customers know this, the EDI approval page, that will put a job in the queue for our EDI department. So for those of you who don't know, we do have our own EDI department that will facilitate both the setup and the maintenance of your EDI. They will go ahead and they will reach out to your trading partner, get the information that is needed, send the test. This comes with little to no interaction from the broker, so you can continue to run your business and let us handle the setup of your EDI.
Okay. And then a question on factoring companies. Do most major factoring companies have EDIs or send out T10s for invoicing enabled?
Do most factoring companies have EDI 210s? That I don't know. I don't know the breakdown of who is doing EDI or who's not doing EDI. So that I don't know if
and I'd say if you have a question, a specific factoring company you're working with, I'd reach out to afterward with our support or to us, and we can sort through that.
Absolutely.
Okay. Okay. Well, that brings us to an end of the questions. Appreciate everyone's time on the call today and the webinar. Appreciate you taking the time, and again, a lot of good questions and discussions. And Michelle, thank you for stepping us through the capabilities.
Yeah, absolutely. And for anyone else, if there's any other questions that come up, or if anyone needs help further, please feel free to send an email to the email on the screen, aljexsales@Descartes, or you can always reach me directly at mmassey@Descartes as well.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.